Hi, this is Luana from Equilter.com, and I just thought I would connect with you guys today before we launch out into our holiday weekend. And I wanted to share a group of new products that we have that's really close to my heart. So for many years, we have carried all different kinds of sunflower batiks. But you know, they've carried a very special significance in the last month or two. And that's because we have been carrying lots of sunflower fabrics and also blue and yellow fabrics for those who are making quilts in support of Ukraine. So there are a lot of other things going on in the news right now, but let's just talk about Ukraine for a few moments. When the war started and we started selling sunflower fabrics and blue and yellow fabrics like crazy, I thought, you know, we should stock up on these Hoffman batiks in blue and yellow because they're really beautiful and they really lend themselves to these kind of projects. So here on the screen, we're showing you a couple of those colors of that bright yellow and that bright blue that we see in the Ukraine flag. But we also have some other color combinations I wanted to point out to you. And the next color combination, I wanted to talk about mixing brights and more pastel or, you know, even low volume type values. So when you put a dark and a bright or a bright and a light together, it creates contrast. And when you use that in a quilt or in some other project, you know, the eye is going to go to where there's contrast. So here, for instance, is a great example of that, where you could use this to support the blue and yellow, or you could perhaps mix this with a complementary color like a teal color or a blue. Or you could go into analogous colors. You could mix this with red, for instance. And the next color combination I want to mention to you, this also could potentially relate to the Ukraine quilts and the color combinations, but this is the black and white and then the yellow and black. I really love that yellow and black combination, but right now black and yellow is a trend. So if you're interested in making quilts that are color plus black and white, you might want to pick up some of this black and white sunflower batik to kind of mix into your quilts with those bright colors. And the black and white works also with bright colors like that hot Mexican pink. I mean, obviously the bright yellow would work, but also a bright sprout green, a bright popping turquoise, for instance. And then the next color combination is great for patriotic quilts. And since it's Memorial Day and we have 4th of July coming up, if you're planning on working on some patriotic themed quilts, of course, these blue and red batiks are beautiful. And you know, we've carried these batiks from Hoffman and also from other companies, but at the moment we just got in this big shipment of Hoffman sunflower batiks. We've carried these for years and years on. Gosh, we've sold thousands of yards of these beautiful batiks. And every time they offer them, we pick up all the colors and we keep them in stock because we know that you guys love them as well. And next, we have just a couple really luscious, deeply saturated color combinations. So there's this multicolor kind of aqua and turquoise with pops of contrasting color, and then this beautiful analogous berry and warm tones color. So I just wanted you to be aware of these color combinations, and I think we have about 14 or 15 colors in stock right now. And next, I just wanted to point out that we have also made a fat quarter packet, and this is being cut in the warehouse right now, so it'll be ready to ship next week after Memorial Day. So if you get your orders in now, you'll be guaranteed to get that first batch of these fat quarters that are being processed. So I just wanted to say a moment, you know, it's been a very difficult week for those of us who care about children and schools and what's happening in our country. And I just want to encourage everyone that we all can make a difference. I mean, I'm going to be spending the weekend in my studio making activist art. I'm working on 2 quilts. Actually, I'm finishing up 2 quilts. One is about women's rights and human rights, and the other one is about all of the generations of women who have protected the planet, and all of the archetypal wisdom that is passed on from grandmothers to granddaughters, and of course from grandfathers to grandsons too. But I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling grief over what has happened, that you can put that into action in the work that you make. And we have finished our current project, gathering up quilts for Ukrainian refugees. And all of those quilts, the last batch got sent out to Mission of Love this week. And I do know that Mission of Love has received over 1,000 quilts that have been donated by Equilter customers. So I thank you for that. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your kindness. And I just know that every stitch that you guys put into these donated quilts is just vibrating with love and comfort to be sent to those who have lost so much. So we thank you for joining us, and also all of you who donated money to help with the shipping. Really very much appreciated. So to send you off on your weekend, I wanted to share a photo from my trip to Canada. Can we show that image larger, perhaps? You can go ahead and show the photo instead of my face. Well, maybe not. But I tell you what, I'll put it on Facebook. I'll share it on my Facebook page and on my Flickr page. And this is a really great photo of a little bear, and I was just standing a few feet away from him. And this was a bear I saw in September and probably came out of the den in March. So it was less than a year old, maybe 8 or 9 months old. And oh, here's another bear. They're trying to figure out the bear image there. Well, we have a new program that we're playing around with on doing these live streams for you. Anyway, this little guy was just a few feet in front of me, and he turned around. Oh, there we go. There's a closer look at that bear. And he looked over his shoulder at me, and it was just one of those moments that just makes your hair stand on end. When you have a wildlife, a very close encounter, and that's why I keep going back to see the polar bears, because I've had those kind of close face-to-face encounters. Now, I was up 15 feet on a truck, on the back of one of those big polar rovers looking down at the bear. But I have had many of those face-to-face experiences with wildlife, and that's what keeps me going as a wildlife and conservation activist. And I'm sure you know that that's something that's very close to my heart. And a couple of our charities that are listed, when you go to checking out and you see those 7 charities, we have 2 charities that are to protect wildlife. So, well, I hope you have a great weekend. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.